Hey everyone, it's Sean here, your guide to Warcraft, and today we're just going to be jumping straight back in with the Brawlers Guild. We're doing rank 5 now in Battle for Azeroth, so we're going to be jumping straight in with Meatball, the first boss of rank 5. If you've done the Brawlers Guild before, you'll already be very familiar with Meatball. If he's new to you, here's what you got to do. So he's going to have like a mage inside of him that's going to be spewing out all of these arcane orbs all around the battlefield. You want to soak them. They look like something that you would want to avoid, but it's actually the opposite. The more you soak, the more stacks that you will get in your debuffs. And then what that will do is increase your damage. So you want to make sure that you keep picking them up. Make sure your stacks do not drop off. You want to make sure that you get your stacks to a good enough level to the point where you can actually do some damage before the berserk timer. If you pick up too many stacks or soak all of the arcane orbs, that can actually kill you. It is important, once you've gotten enough to actually do some damage, run over an orb now and then just to make sure your stacks don't drop off like I did there. And then once you've got that percentage increase, you can damage him down really easily. Next up is a gnome called Millie. She doesn't have too many abilities, they're very easy to manage. The first one there is just a dot that isn't interruptible, there's just one you're just going to have to mitigate over time. The other one is electric dynamite. She throws a pool of dynamite in that blue circle on the ground. It's very important that you want to make sure that she has one of them up at all times. Interrupt the others if you don't want to get overwhelmed, but make sure that she always has one on the ground, because when she casts this, a discombobulation ray, you want to make sure that unless you have an immunity, you're standing in it, so when you get polymorphed, you have something damaging you, so it breaks the poly, so that you can then get back to fighting her. If you don't, that's a one-shot, so you're in trouble. But otherwise, if you just do that one simple mechanic, that's pretty much Millie dead. Very simple, very easy to overcome. The third boss is Tide Mistress Shellbreaker. She is a new one, so a Tortolan's going to run in and help you attack. So you have an ally trying to help you here. But he also has on the ground in the corner there, he's very hard to see, is his son. His son will often run into things that will harm him. The more you interrupt the boss, the less stuff that she will be able to spawn. But you'll see here, he's like, ooh, shiny. He has some text triggers that kind of indicate he's running towards something to investigate it. If he hits one of those and takes damage, the dad, the other Tortolan here, will attack you and pretty much wipe you out immediately for not protecting his son. So this fight is more about trying to damage her down within the timer, but prioritizing keeping the son out of danger. You want to make sure you have eyes on him at all time and move him to safe locations, because even without a text trigger, he may just wander into something that will hurt him, and if that happens, you're in trouble. So always keep an eye on him, always click him to move him around, drop him back down somewhere that you know is a bit safer while taking out the boss, and that one is all done. Lastly, we have Mingus Digs, a dwarf archaeologist who will spawn in an arena in the middle with 5 obelisks around the side, which will be dealing stack damage to you. He's immune to damage, so you want to move him to one of the obelisks. It will turn into a statue and allow you to damage it down. You have to basically damage down all 4 statues before you can actually attack the boss. But they will be doing stacks of damage, so if you're a bit slow on damage, it's probably a good idea to do maybe half and then move around time to time, because while they're transformed, you won't be taking any stacks. So if you're struggling to mitigate damage and you don't deal too much damage, it might be a good idea to just keep moving around the arena. But if you have immunities like AMS, or if you just have a lot of damage output, you can just do these one at a time like I did, and then once he's done, you can just nuke down the boss, and he doesn't seem to have any mechanics beyond that. It's just a case of survive the statues in the corners and make sure you get him before the timer. So if you are moving around to all corners, it may be a bit slower. Just make sure you get him before the berserk timer and try your best. But that's all for rank 5. I'll see you for rank 6. Links are down below. Be sure to subscribe for more videos. I'll see you next time.